This is Candace Stewart. Welcome to another episode of my podcast, Trade Secrets. And this is my becoming a dear friend who I love you so much. Is it Barabas or Barabbas?
It's Barabas. Barabbas was the guy that was in jail with Jesus.
Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah.
We don't do that.
Yeah. It's Becki Barabas. And what is your title now, your current title? Yeah.
You laughed at me last time I told you my title.
No, what was it?
It's Global Manager of Product Relationships for Harmon Professional.
Okay, got you. But we start this podcast at the beginning, long before where we are now. So I really just ask one question. It's pretty unscripted. And it's about how you end up with your perfect job, kind of. It's like there's no one way to get here. So a lot of what I focus on is your youth. Childhood, high school, college, things like that, like the path that sort of led you to your current job, and it's always interesting how people end up where they're at. And it's usually super like, what? That's crazy. Like you meet someone on a plane or something crazy. So that's kind of how that goes. But I asked one main question to start, which is, where were you born?
I was born in Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I was born there. My mom was 17, and I came out to Venice to L.A. at 4 months old.
Okay, gotcha.
She was
young,
chasing a man.
So that's all right. Young single mom.
Young single mom, 4 aunts younger than her. My grandmother was 39. We all lived in a big house.
Kind of cool that everybody was
Brooks
so
young. In Venice at the time that Venice was.
And
rad.
you're a little younger than me. It's Venice is now somewhat more gentrified, which is also great.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. Safer, fine, whatever. But Brooks, Abbott Kinney, when I first came out, I would come out, and I'm a little bit older than you, but I would come out in like the 70s or the 80s. And then when I finally moved out here in 1982, 83, I would go to Venice every weekend because my brother lived in Venice. My oldest brother, Rick, is a recording engineer. He's coming out for Thanksgiving, actually. But he lived in Venice, and we'd rent those three-wheel bikes.
Yep.
It's like a long tricycle type thing. And we would race up and down the boardwalk, and we'd see Perry, the skating guy that had the turban.
He's been there since I was a child.
It's insane, this guy. It's amazing.
And you know what? He looks the same.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And I think he still plays like the same couple of songs. God bless him. I love him.
Mm-hmm. Then you had the chainsaw juggler.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking guy. That was fucking crazy. This guy would juggle a chainsaw, a running chainsaw.
And then you had the people that would jump over 18 people.
Oh, yeah. Just crazy shit. So, Venice has always been an artsy community. Mm-hmm. It's always been an eclectic community. There's some people that have lived there for eons. And then there's a lot of new people, too. And like I said, it's a little bit more gentrified now, which in some ways is good because it could be, there were areas that were somewhat unsafe at a time.
There was some ghetto by the sea there.
Yeah, ghetto by the sea.
And don't forget the Doors,
Oh, dude. Amazing. When you watch that movie, God, what's the title of the movie? See, that's my
The Doors.
It's just called The Doors, isn't it? Okay, there you go. But I want to go back. So you're a little kid. You go to any siblings?
No.
Oh, okay. Only child. Precious little girl.
Well, we'll see about that when we start up in the interview a little bit more. I don't think so.
So elementary school. What elementary school?
So I went to Shernock Road Elementary School, which was in Culver City. Because then after my mom moved in with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
We moved to Culver City, and so I went there, and that was fun.
I lived in Culver City when I first moved here.
Oh, really?
First place I lived on, is it Barrington in Venice? No, not Barrington. I can't remember the name of the street. But right there in Culver City, like Palms, Mar Vista.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't know L.A., this is a very cool area. And Culver City's rad now.
Yeah, it wasn't then.
Yeah, I know.
There was like the Sony lot. There was studios there and stuff, but it was...
The old Vandecamps.
Yeah, the old Vandecamp. That's some really great stuff. But yeah, I lived on Kelton and Sepulveda.
Oh, okay.
I used to, there was a bar on the corner, and then after the bar, there was a liquor store.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember
because where do you go when the bar closes? You got to go to the liquor store.
I remember my mom at like 5 or 6 giving me money.
Go to the liquor store.
Go to the liquor store.
Give me cigarettes.
And give me cigarettes.
Yeah. My parents didn't smoke, but my husband's parents did that.
And then they said I can't I can't give you this. And I went back and I'm like, Mom, and I was scared. I was like, Mom, because I had to walk past this, bar, which, now wouldn't be a problem. But then it was a
you're
little
6.
scary. Yeah. And she's like, what do you mean? That's good money. Let me write you a note. And she wrote me a note. I had to go
love
back.
that.
I had to go back 3 times. And he finally just
Okay.
gave me a pack of
I'm
cigarettes.
just going to say.
Some Benson and Hedges Ultra
I'm just going to say that now you have to be 21 to buy cigarettes. There are positives and negatives. The positive of that time was you could go to your local liquor store and get your mom a pack of cigarettes. Or maybe yourself. I don't know. But, hopefully not yourself. But the good news is you can't do that now. But is that good? I don't really like the control. Like, I don't smoke, and I know they're trying to make California a tobacco-free state. Mm-hmm. I find that a little overly controlling. Because if I want to smoke a cigarette, bitch, I know it's dangerous. I can read the fucking stuff on the back of the package.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I want to smoke a cigarette, I want to be able to buy a cigarette. I don't smoke anymore, but I'm pissed that you can't get menthol.
I'm pissed that you can't get menthol too.
What the fuck is that all about?
And I never smoked menthol, but I feel bad for my menthol folks.
Yeah, it's not cool. I mean, I still occasionally smoke when I have a drink.
Me too.
Judge me.
Me
Whatever.
too.
Fuck off. I don't care. It's my podcast. But I'm just going to say, like, there's a certain amount of that type of control that bothers me.
Yeah.
But we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on Becki.
Okay. Okay.
So you're in Culver City. You're in elementary school.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I try to find is when was the first time, like, were you exposed to music at home? Was your mom playing records?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was in Venice. So it was Venice.
Yeah.
And there were 5 girls under 18.
Amazing.
And a grandmother who was 40.
Yeah.
I want to live. There was a lot of guys coming in over.
I want to live in this house.
There was a lot of guitars.
Fun.
There was a lot of fun.
jamming, fun.
Yeah, and I remember like lots of jamming going on there. I remember really being interested in the guitars. I thought it was so cool. And these guys were all trying to basically sleep with my aunts. So it was a really fun time.
If they're all as pretty as you, a bunch of beautiful women in the house.
So sweet. It was a time. It was a time of power for 5-year-old Becki Barabas.
Yes, and it hasn't changed. So do you remember? Because obviously I want to promote art in the schools and art everywhere it can be.
Yeah, of course.
Did you have a chorus class? Did you have?
Oh yes, I had all of that.
Music.
So I did it all. I had.
Can you sing?
I used to think I could.
Yeah, ditto. Me too.
I mean, I've been back up with some bands. I've been on a couple albums, but there's nothing.
But you at least had the opportunity.
I did have the opportunity, and I was on stage. It was a lot of fun. And when you get a lot of people drowning me out, I'm pretty good. So
I bet you're better than you think you are.
But yeah, I mean, I think my first love came with plays. I started plays and chorus in elementary school.
Yeah,
I was in every play I could possibly get my hands on.
I was in Macbeth. I don't know what it was. I was always in Macbeth, and I was always a crone around the cauldron.
But that's the best part in Macbeth.
That's what I'm saying. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble, bitches. Here I go. I'm throwing in the bat wing. But yeah, so I'll never forget, as long as I live, I got to junior high. I lived in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And there was this, a lot of other better actor kids, I wasn't an actor. This is middle school, whatever, right? And I got cast to be in Barefoot in the Park. So I was the Jane Fonda character, and I was so excited. I was so excited. And then I got eclipsed by this girl, Catherine Underwood. Catherine, if you're listening to this, you deserved it. You were amazing. But I got eclipsed by Catherine Underwood because I didn't get eclipsed, but she was technically the understudy, but I got the flu, and boom, done. I didn't get to do the run of Barefoot in the Park in,
because
eighth
it was
grade.
like a 1 show or 2 shows.
Yeah,
right?
It was 8th grade.
Yeah.
It was 8th grade. But so young Becki is exposed to music. You've got we'll call it a bohemian lifestyle.
Yeah, until I moved in with my mom's and her boyfriend out of there.
Got you.
Yeah.
Oh, was he a little bit more straight-laced, that guy?
He was an asshole.
Oh, okay, well, we don't like the asshole part, but
he was just mean.
Oh, that's not cool.
That's all
We're
right.
not going to mention your name, but you know who you are, and
You
then
know you are.
just when you think
Tommy Pearson.
when you least expect it, you better watch going to your car, Tommy Pearson.
No, but I learned a lot from.
You get street smart.
You get street smart.
Yeah.
But when somebody is abusive and somebody is scaring you and threatening to put you into a home all the time when your mom's back.
My mom threatened the convent. I'm going to send you to a convent. I'm like, that's not going to happen. We're Episcopalian, okay?
But you learn to you live in fear, but you kind of learn you live like this.
Tough.
You always got your dukes up, and you're always on the defense.
On
You're
guard.
always
Yeah.
looking for the next shoe to drop, the next time he pisses you off, the next belt, the next whatever it's going to be that's thrown at you.
Well, he's in trouble. May he die a slow and painful death.
Yeah, but during that time, some of my escape was being
Music,
creative.
right?
Obviously music in the house, music in the house, music in the house.
Now, do you paint? Do you draw? Are there other things you do?
I write poetry.
Oh, that's right. I read your bio, by the way.
You did?
I did. I read your bio
that's
on
so
the
fun.
site. I don't usually. I mean, I'm the laziest person walking the earth. Well, maybe not the laziest, but one of them. And I don't really do a lot of legwork or preparation, as you can tell. But I did look up and read that about you, and I love to write, not published, anything like that, but I wrote a couple children's stories for my nieces and nephews. But I would love to read your poetry.
I would love to share it. I used to read it around town, but I was too scared. Like I'd have to be like the first or second person up there.
Right, get it over with.
Or else I'd be like this. I've literally been up there like this.
See, but what you're capturing it, if you're the first or second person, is you're also getting the audience when they're still fresh.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking
because
this is a win-win.
2.5 hour poetry open mics.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Dude.
That's a lot.
Like you are pulling out a flask at an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're drinking.
It's no.
I sometimes drink on the podcast, but it's only noon. So we won't start just yet. I know. So disappointed. There were promises, right? Promises made of champagne. But so I love this. So you doing plays.
I did do a lot of plays.
What's one that you remember?
I remember.
I love your earrings, by the way.
Thank you. I remember our senior play was Cinderella.
A senior play?
It was a senior play,
okay.
and it was a proper Cinderella.
You stepsister or you Cinderella?
I was a townsperson.
Oh, okay.
But I got a little bit of a singing part in it.
Oh, it's a musical.
Yes,
Cinderella.
it was a total musical. It was a total musical, and it was so
You'll
much
be
fun.
fine. You'll be great.
No, but it was one of those, being in like a play production type of situation.
Yeah.
It's a certain type of kid, and they're all really accepting. Okay?
I would agree.
And you go after
You
school.
found your tribe.
Yeah, you go after school. I mean, I did. Like, I tried to do. I went into string. Wanted to go in a string class. Thought I could play guitar, and lo and behold, I ended up playing the cello. I was like, what?
That's
the
so
heck?
cool.
Yeah, I played the stand-up bass and the cello for a while.
I can't even hold the guitar. Properly.
Stand-up bass, I couldn't take home to rehearse with it,
Big,
so I had
heavy,
to. It's
big
big,
fucking
but
thing.
it's cool.
So cool.
But
Stand-up
yeah,
bass.
I really loved these people. I loved how silly they could be. I loved that you could just kind of do anything. We were together for like 4 hours after school,
Also
and-
gets to avoid the asshole at your mom's house.
Yeah.
And you're doing something creative and something good for you.
It's really creative, and it fulfills a lot of things.
Dude.
When I was in high school, I was in an alternative school within a school, but
Like
it was
a charter type of thing?
Well, it wasn't a charter. It was a kind of a hippie school, but it was geared towards putting people through college. Like you had to keep a B average in
College
order
prep,
to be
we
there.
call that.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah,
It
that's
was
what we
in
call
LAUSD. They
I
don't
was
have
I
it
was
anymore.
a smart kid. I don't know what happened, but I was a smart kid. I was always in college prep.
And I loved it. It was called SWAS, and we like had all of our it was just super cool. We had like couches to sit in instead of desks, and we had a college schedule. We had this and that week. So you would go to classes every other day.
Cool. Did people come in and speak at the classes?
Oh,
ever?
yeah. And what was the coolest part about it is like by the time you're like in high school, you've already done world history.
Yeah.
You've already done American history.
Yeah.
You've already done all the history and all the different things that
Early
you can.
literature.
So they would ask us, what are you interested in?
What a concept.
And we said, we don't know about like communism, socialism,
Yeah.
fascism.
Yeah.
And so there right then we made up a class called
A syllabus.
isms.
Oh, isms. Oh, I love that.
Isms, and she would make the class up, on the spot, and then she'd start
She gets
searching
source
it.
material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be we would be very, very, very engaged. I mean, when kids want I think a lot of kids want to learn.
A lot of times you don't get that until you're in college when you have sociology. Like sociology goes there. Sociology goes, like I remember a book I had called like Extraordinary Groups. I never forgot this book. But it was about different religions, different philosophies, different social structure, and that's the shit you remember.
Yeah. These days were they were great, and I always wrote poetry through all of this, and I draw it a little. You're a girl. You're just like I'm a girl in a bedroom all the time, just doing whatever I can.
Listening to music.
Listen to music.
What kind of music were you into?
Oh, girl, it was Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah, dude, that can't be. That's so crazy. So I have 3 older brothers, which I've mentioned many times, and I think I told you, and they were engineers, blah blah blah. But we lived in Virginia Beach for a minute. I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina. I was born here, but they moved when I was little. Grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, and when I was 10 or 11, my dad got a gig in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So we rented our house in Charleston, and they moved us to Virginia Beach, Virginia. It was rad, dude. We went in the winter. We were right on the sand, and we stayed in this hotel. It wasn't like The Shining, but it was a little weird. But it was an empty hotel, and we were the only people in the hotel.
Oh, that's scary.
Right on the beach in the winter. And the beach in the wintertime, I like it all the time, but I love it in the winter. And it was crazy. And I was like, going into, I think, 5th grade maybe, and or maybe 4th grade, and my brothers were into Zeppelin, and they had the Hampton Roads Coliseum there. It was a big venue for big bands.
Did you go see Led Zeppelin?
I saw Led Zeppelin when I was 11. Dude, they opened with the Immigrant Song. Led Zeppelin 3, I might have been 10. Led Zeppelin 3 hadn't come out yet.
So you got to hear like 2 in its entirety, which is my favorite album.
The best record ever. But they opened with the Immigrant Song, and we hadn't heard it yet because the record wasn't out yet. Don't get upset if I tell it's my brothers. If you're listening to this, there may have been drugs involved. Not me. But my brothers were doing drugs, and we drove through the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel or the Hampton Roads Tunnel to get to the venue. And they might have been kind of high. Everything was fine. Nothing happened. We obviously made it. But I remember looking for them, and I'm like 11, and I'm like, where the fuck did they go?
Oh,
It was okay. I was okay. But I was like, where the fuck did they go? And then I was like, fuck it. I'm going to stay stationary.
Yeah, that's smart.
They'll come to me. And I'm just going to watch this fucking concert. And it was life-changing. Dude, I had the biggest crush on Robert Plant. Woo, girl.
The golden guy.
Dude, took his shirt off on stage. Damn.
Always. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on with Robert.
I met him years later. Many years later. It was very funny. I'll tell you that story off camera. But so Zeppelin.
Dude. I loved all those at that time.
By the way,
wasn't
Stones
classic.
and Beatles. No choice needs to be made.
No choice needs to be made. I named my son after a Beatle, though. I do because I adore them.
What's his name?
Jake Lennon.
Oh, I love it.
It's got a ring to it.
It's a cool name.
It's got a thank you.
It's a very cool name.
But I mean, I was also I was into Sabbath. And
I
was into Maiden, and I was.
We just were talking about this.
And I took a frolic over to the light side. Did some Journey. We did some Toto. I mean,
dude.
I loved it. But you know what really fucking got me?
Okay.
Prog rock.
Okay. All right. Now, like Rush.
Like Rush.
Yeah.
Like Genesis with Peter Gabriel.
Fucking thank you. Thank you.
Floyd.
Is Floyd prog? I guess I didn't really think
Floyd
about it.
Floyd is prog adjacent.
Psychedelic.
It's Floyd is prog adjacent.
Dude.
Yes.
Yes. So good. So early concert. Later, yes, and there were lasers, and there was a warning. There was a warning: do not look directly at the laser. The laser light show. I'm like, what? We're gonna go blind with the light? I remember listening to Heart of the Sunrise, and being like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I remember when I went and saw Peter Gabriel for my first time.
Fucking huge fan of all these things.
Peter Gabriel is my number one.
Fucking ridiculous.
Number one.
Crazy good.
And I remember coming home. Okay, granted, I took mushrooms that night.
Who didn't?
Came home. I woke up the next day and my mom said, "How was the show?" And I said, "My life has changed."
Yeah, no shit.
I was so dramatic. I'm like, my life has changed. Everything's different.
I'm going to marry Peter Gabriel.
Yeah. That was always the plan. And it really was changed. It allowed me to listen, to see colors in music where I hadn't before.
I've done a lot of acid in my life, and I won't disagree. Psychedelics can open up your mind. Music can open up your mind without psychedelics, but it can definitely open up your mind where you tasting sound and hearing colors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. I mean, this thing right here, it is unbelievable. Your
Yeah.
imagination is unbelievable. Your brain is unbelievable. And I mean, they say you lose 10%. I'm probably using 3%.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not using 10.
Yeah,
There's
10's
no
a lot.
possible
You know what I
way.
mean? 10's a lot.
10's exhausting.
I'm tired of 10.
10's exhausting.
But the thing that's so great about this, and we're similar enough in age that I'm just like so excited. I'm like, yes, I love all these same artists. But back to being in plays and getting this exposure, this is what shapes self-esteem.
Yes.
Being in these plays, having your tribe,
Yes.
finding your friends who dig the same music that you dig,
Yes.
finding people that you can go to shows with, people you feel safe with, getting a ride with a friend.
People that you could be yourself with.
Yeah, be yourself with. Who's the first person who gets their license? You
Yeah.
know, that was a thing,
It was a huge thing.
right? Who's going
And
to
who's-
drive?
And did your mom lend you the car on Saturday night? Because Joe's having a party on Saturday night and
Yeah.
he's got a keg. Is your mom lending us the car?
Exactly. You know,
Because there were no Ubers then.
Yeah.
And your parents didn't drop you off at a party. You didn't want them to.
dude, fuck, are you kidding me? No fucking way I would let my mom drop me off at a party.
I mean,
dude, parents were on a need-to-know basis.
Yes.
And by the
Yes.
way,
How do we survive without phones?
Again, we kind of talked about the cigarette thing. I think, the helicoptering, the monitoring, granted, there's dangers for kids. You can't walk to school necessarily like we could. But I think there's something to be said for privacy, man. You're a teenager.
Yeah.
If you've done your job and you are a good parent and you've given me some basic skills not to
Yeah.
get in the car with the rapist, if you've done your job, then ideally, I can control my own self. I can God bless my parents. They're both gone now, but I love my dad and my mom so much. And I credit them with, taking this knucklehead and putting enough common sense into my brain, that I did stupid shit. I'm not saying I didn't do stupid shit.
Okay, because
but
I did a lot of stupid shit. I
didn't
want
get
my
caught
kids
doing stupid shit.
Neither did I.
This is what I'm saying.
It's a
but
difference.
that's a chick thing. That's
Yeah.
a chick thing, though. No offense to guys. That's a chick thing.
It is a chick thing.
Yeah, we're like shrewd.
Well, yeah.
You just don't get caught.
No.
Yeah,
No, because you plan that shit
And
out.
girls can get pregnant. So at an early age, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I got to get my shit
Yeah,
together. I got to be paying attention.
There will be no getting me drunk in the backseat of a car.
That's not
gonna
happening. I'm not getting in your RV.
One of my girls is going to pull me out by the hair.
Yeah, and that's where your tribe comes in.
Yeah.
That's where your support group. And God knows we've probably had questionable people as members of our support group.
Thank God. Thank
But
God
yeah.
they pushed us to some limits that we never would have taken. I wouldn't have done some of the things.
I mean, because it's a time. It's a time in history. It's a time in LA. It's
Yeah.
a time in your life. But again, I think privacy is important. I think, don't mind, people need to stumble along. People need to make mistakes. Hopefully nothing too dangerous. But, I recently read something that said that they took the skull and crossbones off the back of bleach because it scared kids. And I'm like, that's the point of it, bitches.
Yes.
You're not supposed to drink the fucking bleach.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Like, is that good? I think
mean,
that's
come
bad.
on.
Come the fuck
Come on, snowflakes.
Yeah, come on, pussies. Don't drink the bleach. Don't be afraid of the skull and crossbones.
Yeah, don't be.
Well, do be afraid of the skull and crossbones and don't drink the fucking bleach. So, it's funny. I just thought about that. This is a crazy analogy, but we're out there. You're listening to music. You're experiencing stuff. You're living in Culver City, Venice adjacent. It's L.A.
Yeah, but then we moved to the Valley.
Okay,
when I was like
also
12.
L.A.
Yeah,
but
also
it's
LA.
But it's still L.A. and now we're in maybe the late 70s, like high school.
High school was 80s. For
Okay,
me.
so you're younger than me, yeah. So it's still Los Angeles in all of its glory. I live in the Valley. I love the fucking Valley.
818 girl. But then
818
back then, it was 213 was the Valley.
213 was the Valley. That's right. 213 was the Valley and
You
downtown.
couldn't be shamed by your digits.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
these,
Yeah,
like
what's
these
the
people.
424 fucking thing.
And here's
What
the
fuck
no,
is
no,
that?
no. I don't understand people that come in. Okay, I'm going to say something that might
Dude, I don't
rub
know,
a couple
fuck,
of people
say it.
wrong. These big fish and these little pools all around the world, and they come here and they put their dick on the table and they think that they're going to be a big fish in
Yeah.
a big ocean. And
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah.
But they try to, and they try to shame people
But they're
that don't
digits.
do what they think is cool. Like, the Valley, it really isn't LA. And I just said, you know what,
Fuck
bitch?
off.
I'll fight you.
Yeah.
Because it is.
I'm Valley proud.
It is.
I'm Valley proud. I've lived there for 24 years, but I'm also, I got to say it, I'm kind of LA proud.
I'm LA proud.
Like if you live in Claremont, if you live in, San Bernardino,
909.
rock on with your Inland Empire self,
Yeah.
bitches. Rock on, I mean, Pasadena, could I have ever afforded to live in San Marino? No. Is it gorgeous? Yes. I go to the Huntington to get my little dose.
I do
I love it there.
too.
I'm a member. I want to go.
Oh my
Let's go.
God! You know what?
We're gonna go.
And they have the best food too, and they have a full bar.
I know, dude. They have a full bar and they have sushi.
They do have
I know,
sushi.
it's so great to do. So, anyway, we gotta get back. We're going back to high
Sorry.
school. Okay, sorry. We
Sorry,
got
production's over laughing at
No,
us,
they
but
don't care. They don't care.
that's-
That's their whole thing is just to try to capture it all. So, but I want to try to this is me trying to pull the thread back. I'm so bad at this, but. In high school, you're doing some acting, you're starting to write poetry, you're way getting into prog, dabbling in experimenting with drugs is a normal thing at that time.
Yeah.
When
We weren't dabbling. We were just.
I was in the pool. I dived in.
I dived in as
Well, but you're okay, and you're here, and you're with us.
Yeah, I mean, it was the only way to
Literally escape. We're talking about actually escaping.
Yeah, and it was my way of rebelling because even though they did smoke pot at night, like with all of their fancy, valley backyard Greyhound drinking pot parties that I was asleep to, but because my mom had me at such a young age, sex was always very out in the open,
Sure.
and it was very, very. It wasn't a way to rebel.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it when I do it. I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't turn out so great for you, Mom. So for me to rebel, that was that was smoking weed, an occasional shroom.
Did it affect? See, I always went to class.
Oh, I always went to class.
Although I did cut 66 days my senior year, dude, and I don't know how I graduated. I think that I ended up. Again, this is about you, but this is a good story. I think you're going to enjoy
Yeah,
it. So,
I love it.
So I told you that we've moved to Virginia Beach, right?
Right.
And so they start high school in 8th grade in Virginia.
Okay.
And I'm
That's
from
early.
South Carolina. They started in 9th grade. So, and you have to have more credits to graduate from high school in Virginia. I don't know if it's still that way, but you had to have 4 more. So I go to school in 8th grade in Virginia. I take high school biology, high school English, and I think another class, a language class or something. So then my parents moved back to South Carolina, and I start high school in South Carolina starts in 9th grade. So I start, but I already have these high school credits.
Oh yeah.
That transferred from Virginia. And I was a pretty good student. I did a lot of drugs, but I used to be intelligent. I don't know what happened. But so I did really well in high school. And I get to senior year. Well, I skipped the 11th grade. Because I had
what?
I skipped the 11th grade. So I had these credits,
That's
right?
not fucking fair.
Doing so many, and I was getting so fucking high, dude. And I'm doing drugs and mushrooms. My father passed at that time.
God bless
It was
you.
a gnarly time. I was like 15, But it's that transition from 10th to 11th grade. And my mom came out here to see her sister in California. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go to summer school. I only have to take 11th grade English. That's the only class I have to take
To graduate.
to skip 11th
11th
grade.
grade. Oh,
So
okay.
to go from 10th grade to senior. So I go to summer school at the rival high school. meet all the cute guys at the rival high school. I never.
All
It
the
was sort of a
dangerous
rule. I
guys.
had a rule that I didn't go out with people from my high school. That was
I
my
had-
personal rule.
I had the same rule.
Yeah, you gotta have the same rule.
You can't go out with
You can't
anybody.
go out with people from your same school.
Who would? That's
What the fuck?
only the jocks went out with people from the same school,
Totally.
right?
Totally. Yeah.
Right. We were
Yeah.
always going out with
We were the
older
stoners.
guys,
And you had like your different classifications in high school. Like there was the stoners, there was the preps, there were the jocks, there were the kind of the greasers or whatever. You had all the different things. And I was like the crossover between like the bookworm nerd stoner. Like, we had a smoking area in high school. Right?
So did we.
Yeah, you had a smoking area in high school. And there was a lot of weed in the smoking area.
We didn't do that. In the
Oh,
smoking
we
area.
did. Yeah, we did. But it was far away. I think they probably put it far away.
Just because.
yeah, whatever, go over there. But yeah, all this time, and during this time, for me, that was 1975. So for me, that was music. We were talking about music, and that was formative. So even though I was doing bad things and doing drugs and things like that, my father passed, and my older brothers had kind of moved out to L.A. So I had to kind of keep my shit together because my mom was alone, and she needed me. I mean, she
Yeah.
was grieving and stuff like that. So, but I start senior year, and I've got all the credits that I need. I just have to do these, like, I take 3 classes. Like one of them's like
And how
health.
old are you?
At that time, I started senior year at 16. And
Graduated at 17.
I turned 17 like a month before I graduated. So, and then, I went to college. My dad was dead. I got Social Security. Anyway, that's all. It's, again, not about me. But that time frame, I know it's been a lot about me so far. Sorry. But that time frame, just trying to pull back to you, that time frame, it's so influential, your high school years. They're so pivotal. Even your elementary school, a school in general.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get the socialization. And I always went to public school.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's where I think it's healthy. I mean, you get the socialization, you get to work with people, you kind of find like I said, I keep
And
saying,
in LA, it's very diverse.
Yes.
It's very diverse.
culturally diverse. You
Yeah.
meet a lot of people from different countries.
I mean,
This is all
4
good.
of my best friends to this day are from junior high
There you go.
and through high school.
Yeah, and the stories you must have.
And then we all were in each other's weddings, and even I went
Oh,
into
I
this
love
way and this way and
this.
this way, and like all of our kids are our nieces and nephews,
Oh, I
and now
love it.
they're starting to have kids,
Aw.
and they're asking me to be like a faux
Godmother and
grandmother
all that stuff.
No, they want me to be an auntie grandma, and I'm like, yes, let me go. I want to spoil some babies.
Did you? Oh, love it. I love it. I don't have kids, but I love kids. But it's interesting. So when did you we talked about like getting your driver's license
Yeah.
and what a rite of passage that is. What was the first job you had?
Winchell's Donuts.
Okay. Behind the counter?
Behind the counter girl, but I can make us some donuts too.
Yeah. I bet. Yeah,
Oh,
you're a
yeah.
good cook. I can imagine.
I can make donuts. Good. The thing about me is I never really liked donuts, so I was you're not an eater.
You're not eating all the crap.
I was an eater, but the donut place, the Winchell's that I was at, was right on Sepulveda, across the street from
Is it like Victory?
Sepulveda
or-
Junior High.
Is it north or south on Sepulveda? Is it like Sepulveda? Oh, you're still in Culver. Right, you're in Culver.
No, I'm
You're
in the valley now. I'm in the valley now. So it's Sepulveda Junior High, I think, and I'm in high school, and I'm working.
I think
by the
the
way,
Winchell's still there, by the way.
yeah, there's a donut shop there.
Hey, there is a donut shop there.
And the reason I had to work, I was working 2 jobs, is
Yeah.
because I got kicked out by the boyfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved out early, but not. I had a job at like 14 and a half. and
So I
15.
worked there, and all of these junior high kids were coming in, and they were hanging out like I used to do in junior high at the Winchell's.
Yeah, of course, before
or the
fir-
bagel
first
store,
period, yeah,
you know,
before
and they were
first period.
smoking cigarette outside, and
Or
I
you go to
let 'em.
homeroom, you get a donut.
Yeah, I let them do what they want. I don't care, and they were having fun.
Yep.
And then one day, the cops came in and swooped every one of
Oh,
my
because they
birthday
were
baby
cutting
angels.
class.
I mean, I didn't know that.
You're not complicit.
I just loved, because I'm a mother. I'm
Yeah,
a mother,
absolutely.
you know, and
Yeah,
I'm
me
a
too.
nurturer, and
Sort of.
I wanted them to have a safe place to come.
Yeah.
And I felt good that
Look,
they
you
chose
got
my
it. You're
place.
keeping an eye on them.
Yes.
You know, and I wouldn't have been this quick on my feet to talk to the cop, but if I would have said, look, better under my supervision than not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
They didn't give a fuck.
Better that I'm watching them.
But and it made me feel bad because like 2 years before that, I had gotten picked up by OSIS, Operation Stay in School.
Okay, I grew up in such a small, like, little neighborhood that the only way you got busted, they didn't have anything like that. The only way you got busted by one of your mom's friends. I
Oh,
saw
really?
Candace wasn't in class because I saw her. There was a Texaco station that had a store where we could buy candy and pop and, drink sodas and smoke cigarettes, whatever, hang out, bullshit. And I grew up on the water, so we would cut school and go water skiing.
Oh yeah, that's
We cut school and go
fun.
swimming. You cut school, go to the beach, whatever.
Yeah,
Even
we
living in the
cut-
valley, but that's what you did. But you always ran the risk of like, oh shit, I'm going to see my mom's friend.
Yeah.
But though we didn't get busted. Are you fucking kidding me?
man.
Nobody could keep up with us.
I got busted, and I was allowed to be out of class.
OSIS?
Because,
What the
yeah,
fuck?
I was
Sounds
allowed
like
to be.
ISIS. OSIS.
I was allowed to be out of class because I was in SWAS and I had gotten off. I only had 3 classes that week because
Right.
remember the this and the that
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Okay, so I was off, and they pulled me. They pulled up the street. They pulled me in with my girlfriend that we were walking. We were just walking to the store or whatever.
What do? They take you home? I
No,
what's-
they take us to the damn the Popo house, the police station.
what?
Yes.
Becky and the Popo.
Here's the deal. That was the first, not the last. But anyways, here's the deal. You get in there, and you're not scared of the police. You're scared of your mom. What the
Oh
fuck
yeah,
she's gonna
I'm
do.
scared of both of them. But yeah.
I wasn't scared of the police because what could they're not, I knew that I did nothing wrong, so it's not like they could put me in jail.
True.
But they called my mom. I'm like, please don't call my mom. They're like, we got to call your mom.
Fuck.
And my mom, and I was there with some badass kids, like badass kids who were doing bad things.
Okay.
I wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I hung out
And
with boys who robbed
my
drugstores.
mom got called away from work.
Oh shit, dude.
And she came in there like the Tasmanian devil. And all of these kids goes, is that your mom? They're like, oh, girl. You're
And she was
good."
probably hot too.
Well, not that day. And they said, girl, you're going to whip him when you get home. I'm like, you have no idea. It's going to be a week. But, learn my lesson.
Yep.
Wasn't really ditching, but I just, never really, I just would just go to school. I would go home afterwards.
Well, kind of like what I was saying to you earlier. It's like, I didn't want to disappoint my mom. Like, I was a manipulator, dude. I mean, I would sneak out my window. Because I was the youngest, I got to transfer into every bedroom in my parents' house.
Yeah.
And I had my own
nice.
room, and I had, my own bathroom. My mom didn't even come up there, dude. I'd be smoking weed. I had an attic fan, you know what I mean? And I'd crawl out the window, slide down the roof. I look at that house now. I just went to Charleston, and Brian and I went, and he said, you slid down that roof? Because it's like this. And I'm like, you jump out the window, because
Yeah, you're
because
kids.
you're kids, right? You don't break your hip, you know what I mean? But I did some bad things. I did drugs and stuff like that. But I always wanted. I didn't want to disappoint her. And like I said, my dad had passed by then, and it was just a lot. I knew what she was going through,
Yeah.
and I wanted to not add to that
Yeah.
to that burden. So that's the other reason that I fast tracked to get out of high school was twofold. Was A, so I could be on my own and get in trouble on my own,
Mm-hmm.
but it was also to sort of get out from under that, not expose her to what I was doing. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I'm going to go to college, and you're going to have done your job, and
Yeah,
you can rest
you're good.
assured, you're good, Mom. Let me fly.
Yeah.
Let the little bird fly. So, did you graduate high school?
I did graduate high
Good
school.
girl. Basic and fundamental.
Yes, I did graduate high school. There's a chance there. There's a little
Me
thing.
too.
And then, but I did it. And
I love your glasses.
thank you. I
those.
got those. They were.
Yeah. So fabulous.
They're like the
Fabulous.
very
Are you
first.
picking up the hair flipping on this, Nate?
They're
Hair
the very
flipping.
first
Hair flipping.
high end glasses I've ever gotten.
Are those Ray-Ban, Coach,
no,
Chanel?
they're Balenciaga. Is it?
Oh, very nice. I like those. I just got some Ray-Ban frames. But so high school, graduated high school,
Graduated
and
high
still in the
school.
valley, right?
Yeah.
Working at the Winchells? Where you
Oh,
working?
no. No.
Where'd you moved on to from the Winchells? All of this is going to lead to her having a job related to music.
Well, and that's coming very, very soon.
Okay.
By the way, I had a couple of what did I do? I delivered pizzas. I was a receptionist.
Yep.
I worked at a rental car place it was a lot of receptionists.
Yeah.
I wasn't the best employee there.
What?
You know,
True?
it's so funny because now I can't stop working.
Oh yeah, we're hard workers.
And I am very dedicated, and I won't put my phone down, and I'm working on weekend.
Me too. I work all the time. But I'm a shitty typist, so the receptionist gig was always. I failed typing like 3 fucking times.
Yeah, I hate
and
typing.
I don't know if it's my vision or my innate lack of trust with the keyboard to not look at it while I'm typing.
Yeah.
So I type like this now and I stare at the fucking thing.
I type
Yeah.
like this now, and I stare at the thing too.
Yeah.
I never learned how to type.
Fuck
That,
it.
You know,
Type fast enough.
that
Fuck off.
builds character when you don't learn how to
That's what I'm
type.
saying.
And then one day, you know, I got together with my now ex-husband, who is a bass player
All right.
in a prog band.
Love it.
And
Is it a band we would know?
I don't think so. But
My last guest was working with a band called Ass Ponies.
oh really? I like
And
it.
now I'm seeing they were on A&M, Jeremiah, who I just spoke to, and now I want to go like check out Ass Ponies.
Well, you have to. That name alone.
Right? That's what I
that name
said.
alone. But I was looking in the recycler.
Oh yeah, baby.
And I found a Score One recording needed a
Oh,
receptionist.
Score One is a recording studio, people.
Yeah. Score One recording is
Was it on Burbank?
Cahuenga in Burbank. It was
Uh-huh.
on Cahuenga right by Pascal Lighting.
Oh, yep.
And
I don't live too far from there.
I no, you don't. I've been to your house.
Yeah, that's true. You have been to my house.
And I went in and they hired me right there.
Because you were precious and intelligent.
Well, because I
Well-spoken.
had the passion for it. I was like, no. Well, okay. I went in there and I interviewed. They didn't hire me right there. I'm confused.
Yes, they did.
I interviewed, and then I would just come in every single day and
And
just
visit?
sit and just sit,
Kind of hang out.
just sit. Hi, Fred.
Yeah.
You mind if I sit on the couch? There's like, hey, Becky, no problem. And finally,
love
like the
this.
owner came in on the 34th
Don't do that
day.
with me. Don't come and sit in my office. No, you
Well, this
can.
is before
You can.
This
But
is
yeah.
before mentoring. This is before even a lot of women were in our industry.
Dude, the fact that I have been a mentor to people is deeply concerning.
I'm a mentor to people.
It's deeply concerning.
I can tell you how to get in.
You're a great mentor.
I don't know how to get out, but I can tell you how to get in.
So funny.
And I took to it like water. We worked with a lot of really wonderful people. We
Yeah.
did Willie Dixon's last album.
Oh,
we did
I love him.
We did a lot of ADR for Disney. So
Oh,
I
wow.
met all the characters, you know. Wayne Allwine and Lucy Taylor were Mickey and Minnie, and they were married. They came to my
Aw.
wedding and gave a toast to us in their Disney voices.
Oh my God, I love that.
I met George Burns.
Only in LA does this shit
Yeah.
happen, by the way.
I met George Burns. I met, you know, because of all the ADR. We did like a lot of Berlitz, and we did a lot of books on tape and stuff like
Berlitz
that.
is a language school, if you're wondering
Berlitz
what
is
Berlitz
a language
is.
school. Yeah. Sorry.
I studied language at Berlitz.
And that really worked out for me. You know, I was really.
Well, dude, you're super engaging. You're super cool. I mean, if when you walk into a recording studio, the person at the desk is the first person you see.
Yeah.
So that welcoming vibe, that how can I help you? What do you need? Where do you need to go? I know you.
Yeah.
And we're similar that way.
We are.
You know, and I'm proud of it. I'm good with it.
Yeah, but one thing that changed my trajectory on my life while I was there is I don't know if you remember a bass player called Rob Wasserman. He died in 2017.
I do remember Rob.
Great bass player. played with the Dead. Played with everybody, and I am and will continue to be a huge Dead fan.
Not a deadhead.
Well, it's
I'm
okay.
not a Deadhead.
It's okay.
You
We
and
just-
John Mayer. You can rock all the way down with that. I like Terrapin Station. There's a couple tracks I like, obviously.
Yeah.
I respect them.
You gotta go.
Respect their influence.
You gotta go.
I'm not a Burning Man person either.
I am not anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last time I went with a couple of guys in a tent, I'm like, I am never doing
Yeah,
this again.
dude. I'll go camping.
Yeah.
You know, if I have
My-
somewhere to pee.
I want my own tent, though.
Dude, fuck it. I'm not a snotty bitch, but I definitely like a nice hotel.
I do too.
I mean, I can rock camping. Probably more than Brian, actually. I'll tell you that camping story later. You're gonna crack up on this me buying all this camping gear. But yeah, you know. So what Rob Wasserman? How's that
So
plan?
Rob came in with his wife, who I think was name was Veronica, and she was, I was like 20,
Right.
maybe 21, and she was cool. She was super cool, and she sat in the lounge.
Was she elegant?
Yeah, she was elegant but cool.
Nice. Approachable.
Yeah, long. She had like this beautiful. She was just really pretty, and she was really nice to me, which all of them were. Everybody was really nice to me, Sometimes too nice. I mean, the stuff that Acton would leave on my table. It's like you can't leave this on my table.
There was no HR.
No, there was no HR. But she was, because I was wondering how I could take the next level. I felt like this was my people,
Yeah.
I was married. My father was a musician, even though I didn't know him. I knew he was a musician.
What did your dad play?
A guitar.
Okay.
My grandfather was a singer in big bands.
Oh, cool.
I was living with one of the best bass players I had ever heard, and I went on to marry him. And I knew that I wanted to be in this world. I instinctively knew I was good at it, but I was like, what do I do? And then I saw her there, and she was taking phone calls. She asked if she could use my phone. I said, yeah, use the phone.
She's a badass bitch.
And she was making phone calls, and everybody was asking for free passes for the dead, and people were, and she was doing this, and
Was she a record company person?
I don't know. I think she might have
manager,
been a manager for her husband.
Nice.
And I said, I can juggle a million things.
Veronica, can I work for you?
I can do a lot of things. I can do that. I mean, I don't want to be a manager. I would never want to be.
Right.
That's just, I mean, that
Me neither.
they have
Me
a
neither.
very, very,
It's big boy daycare. Just say it.
no, I just think that I could never do it. And hats off to managers.
No kidding.
Hats to managers.
Artist managers,
You,
kudos to you.
yeah, you're great, but you can have it.
So,
You'll
tour
ne-
managers, all of you who get the 3 a.m. call.
Yeah.
Not that we don't. Not that
Yeah,
I don't. But yeah, the 3 a.m. call.
So I realized what I wanted to do, and I wanted to actually kind of grow myself and grow my career into like the business.
More professional. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so
Did you end up working with them at all?
No. And then I left Score One, or they fired me. And
Never.
They fired me.
That didn't happen. La la la.
I took one extra day on my
La
honeymoon.
la 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 la.
And anyway, which was fine. It was time. I was there for 4 years. And then I went to Nadine's Music.
Oh, dude.
And
On
I-
Santa Monica?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Get out
Well,
of town.
first I was at the Reseda one. They closed that down, and then
Gotcha.
they put me to the Santa Monica one. And I was pregnant at that point. I
Lord.
was married.
Oh, okay.
Not that it matters. And I was pregnant, and
We don't judge you on web mothers. Just know we're here
It
for you.
was, I don't know, that corner
Oh, dude.
in those
Was
days.
Coast like next door? Coast was
yeah,
next
Coast
door?
Recording. And
Yeah.
then Paramount Recording
Paramount's
Studios
still there?
right there.
I just saw Adam and Michael the other day.
Oh my God, I just went to
love
see Eli last week, and I met him,
love
and he
him.
told me to tell you hi. We're
Are you
gonna
going to
do-
their party?
Yes, are
So-
you?
Yeah.
Yay!
So excited.
So,
But yes, that corner, dude, you have Paramount Recording, which had been
Yeah.
established for a long time already.
Yeah.
Then you've got Coast Recorders. Then you got
Jerry
Nadine's.
Cottage. Yeah, you got-
Oh, amazing.
but also you have the smell. So I got pregnant, and the smells
Nadine's
were
was basically
horrible.
like a hipper guitar center. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you don't know what Nadine's was. Nadine's was where you went to get instruments and pro audio gear.
Yeah. Instruments, pro audio gear. And
Yeah.
it was all, I mean, listen.
The people that worked at Nadine's had long hair.
Yeah.
And
you
or
had-
they were hip.
Yeah. And they were all cute.
Super cute.
They were all cute.
There was a guy, I liked a guy that worked at Nadine's.
What was his name? I might have saw him.
I don't know.
I
It's
just
long
saw
hair.
I just saw
I can't remember.
somebody from Nadine's at a party.
And what was up with guys back then having like amazing hair?
Having
You know,
amazing hair.
Like crazy curly, the Richard Marks of the day. with
Yeah,
the,
just
the
beautiful hair.
beautiful hair.
So this was after the mullet.
Yeah, post mullet,
And
always a good time.
just before grunge.
Yeah,
just before Grudge.
Yeah.
Grudge was just about to take off.
Yeah,
It was taking off.
People were still showering and wearing cologne.
Yeah.
And
We
had
were still
great hair.
showering. I mean, some people. But I made some of my best friends there.
I love that.
I
You would have
love
met
them.
every musician in LA at Nadine's.
Yes. And I got pregnant there, and at the previous
Not
Nadine's,
at the store.
Not at the store. Not at the store. Maybe not at home, but not at the store.
Nice.
And unfortunately, the last late Nadine's, I had lost a baby there, and they all knew
Oh,
about it.
so bad.
But so when I came in and I went to Tyrone, and Tyrone is one of my friends. His son, who used to be all over there, is now Ty Dolla $ign, which is a huge hip hop
That
artist.
makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so Tyrone,
Ty Dolla.
and they those kids would all
He
be
works
up.
here all the time.
Yeah.
Not lately, but
Yeah, and
has worked here.
when I told Ty, he got on, the intercom and he goes, "Everybody, our very own Becky's going to be a mommy." And I have never felt so much love coming at me because these guys saw me go through something.
Dude, you are the person who because you had a bit of a tough beginning,
Yeah.
you seem to find your people.
Yeah,
know?
I do.
And your
I'm
people
very
are great.
lucky.
Yeah, well, but
I'm
it's
very
you.
lucky.
No, but it's you. You're cool.
Well,
You're cool.
thank you.
I like you.
I know, and that's the winner right
We're
there.
in trouble, you and me.
I know, it's scary.
It's so bad.
I thought for sure you would have opened a bottle of champagne when I was here.
Well, I mean, we're not
Do you
done
have
yet.
Do you have one? Do you have
Yeah,
one? Wait, do you
I
have
have
a podcast after this?
No.
Okay.
I don't, actually.
Just, I'm actually taking my mom to see Frankie
Oh,
Valley
yeah, you
tonight.
can't today. We can't do day drinking today because you got to go to Frankie Valley.
We don't have to do day drinking. We could do day
A
drink.
glass. Okay, someone,
Sorry,
Keith, someone, go get the
Keith.
the Thiro, the Thibault, or
Dude,
the Thibault, or whatever. the
As
fuck
soon
it's
as you
called.
said
Is he in there?
champagne, Keith stood up and he
Okay.
went out. He's gone before you even asked him.
Get the Thibault. Get 2 glasses. Don't get the Dom, fucker.
This is
Not
what
that
you-
she's not worth the
This
Dom.
is what you call peer pressure,
My
kids.
queen is worth all the Dom. Is all I'm saying. All the Dom. All the time. But I've got this Thibault I want to hip you to. It's like Verve. It's like $40 a bottle. It's
Oh,
super tasty.
nice.
Yeah, it's
Great
nice.
price point.
You're gonna dig it. We got to talk through waiting for the glasses. So, but you find your people.
Yeah.
And so you're at Nadine's.
Yeah.
You're pregnant,
Yeah.
still married.
I left Nadine's because I was very sick, and the smells in that area were total.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the whole thing. That's what I meant about that corner. Like we used to
Dude.
park over by Amatron. Do you remember
Oh,
Maury
Amatron,
from
dude.
Maury from? Hello, Becky. It's Maury from Amatron.
Dude, and then they ended up on like Ivar, Argyle.
I did. They did.
Yeah, yeah. But also you have 3 of clubs there,
Which is my favorite
favorite
club.
bar ever. Still there.
Is it still there? We gotta go.
We're going to 3 clubs. So 3 of clubs. I hit.
you-
Dude, no, it's still there. So 3 of clubs is this bar that's right by that corner by Paramount, and it used to have a clown, like I don't know how to explain it, like a sign that was a clown head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it was at one point in time, and always was so bizarre to me. Next to 3 of clubs was the AA meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had this bar and this club.
This happening bar.
Happening bar. Dude, I saw so
Swingers
many-
was filled in that bar. Some of Swingers was filmed
Yeah,
in
a
there.
lot of
Like
Swingers.
it's proper.
It's a super hipster bar. And, I mean, cool still to this day. And it ended up with sort of 2 sections. Like,
Yeah.
we had like the rock section or the louder.
Yeah, but
venue.
they would roll back the doors and
Yeah.
it would open up and
Yeah.
oh, I love
And
that
then
place.
and then you had it where you could also do kind of like Hotel Cafe, where you could have an acoustic, more mellower set in the back. And there's this guy named Bernie Meisinger. Shout out to Bernie. And he would be doing his Sinatra thing in the back, doing his fucking rad, beautiful,
Dude,
chairman of the board shit.
I got bit by a guy there.
physically bit.
Yes. He
In
came
a hot
up
way?
to
'Cause
me.
I don't
He
mind
thought
it.
it was a hot way.
I don't mind a good bite. I'm just
in the
saying.
appropriate, or a hair pulling, but in the appropriate situation.
Slight choke out. I don't know. Where are you going with this?
But
yeah.
I'm sitting there. I just meet this guy. I'm with my girlfriends, and it's really
But
loud.
you just met him. It's loud, and he bites you.
And he kept, and we were chit chatting, but we could barely hear
Have you
each
ever
other.
read vampire porn? There's like a whole thing. There's like a whole section of like erotica and books that's like vampire porn.
Yes.
Yes.
And all the beauty books as well.
Dude, I love all that shit, dude. Okay, I'm a werewolf girl.
Are you? Then we'll never go after the
Oh,
same
you
guy.
have your precious bottle? Oh, dude, this is a 2015. I was going to tell you to get the Tybalt.
Oh my
You didn't have to get
gosh, you're so sweet.
your special bottle. Shout out to Keith Munson, the man behind the board, getting us the bubbles. All right, here, I'm going to hand this to the Bex.
Oh my god, and I totally
Do I get one
manipulated
too?
this whole thing.
Am I in trouble? Do I get one too?
We can return it.
You get-
well, you know,
You get none.
you guys, you'll be getting a nice bottle for Christmas. How about that?
Sweet. See, this is why we do everything.
From
so we can
JBL.
get some shit. Cheers.
Here's to us. Here's
to
to
my
friends.
girl. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Well, we're not done yet, girl.
No.
All right, so you're at Nadine's. Your mama to be. How's
Yeah.
the marriage going?
The marriage's fine. I mean, you know,
Good.
well, you know, okay, like, you know, there was
This is when the truth comes out.
I
This is
had
called
to-
truth serum right here.
and no, everybody knows this in my life,
Oh.
and he knows this. He had to go to rehab for blow.
Did you taste it?
Yeah,
Oh, fuck, dude.
it's delicious.
This is really fucking good. This is a 2015. Do I get in trouble if I mention a brand? This is a 2015 Paul Roger. This is a really nice champagne.
It's sexy.
Super sexy, super good. Happiness. Happiness. I'm happy now.
So yeah, so he went to rehab right before.
Oh, okay. We skipped over that part.
Right before, but before that, I left Nadine's not because they
The
fired me,
smells.
but because there were 2 bathrooms downstairs at Nadine's,
Okay, yeah.
and anybody could use them.
Okay.
And we had a nice person, a nice homeless person that we let come in all the time. His name was Dwan. And I'm upstairs, and I would get sick.
Not Dwayne, not
And
Don, but Dewan.
Yeah, I was upstairs, you know, the roof like this, at my desk. I would get sick. I'd run through the lunchroom, run down the 2 layers of rickety steps, or, you know, through the warehouse, out into the store, and pray one of those places
Dude,
were
and
open.
you got morning sickness.
And that Dwan wasn't in one before me.
Yeah, you can't, yeah.
So at one point, like Derek Dammers, who owned it,
Yeah.
said, "Listen, I'll keep you forever, but I think you should take some time off.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'll give you some severance. Blah 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 blah." So anyway, yeah, I was
So
really.
he gave you some severance. That was super
he was
righteous.
super nice, and
I've never had severance.
you know, and I was already like 8.5 months
Oh,
pregnant,
God.
and
Yeah,
I was giant. Like I was walking like Sanford, like I'm coming, Elizabeth. Like I had to swim my body up in the air.
Well, you're a little woman, man.
Oh, dude! And I had a 10-1 baby.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun having a 6-month-old.
But we love him. Yeah.
We love him, but you can take those first 2 months of motherhood. Fuck that.
I never had kids. Fully capable, just never did it. Now I'm obviously way too old, but I would say that every single person listening and or watching this would feel the same way, and that is mad props to a mom.
Thank you.
Mad props to a mom. Especially someone who cares about being a good mom.
So yeah, I did a lot of. And where did I go after that? Oh,
But now you got a new baby. So then you got daycare.
I got a new baby, and luckily, here's what's great. my husband at the time,
Yep.
his mom,
God bless the mother-in-laws.
she's still my son's favorite person. She died 2 years ago, and I've never seen my son. It's his favorite, and I'll give it to you. Like you can have her over me because you know what? She's a better person than I am.
That's not true.
She is a nice person.
Well, she's gone
And
now. He's got you now.
she
She's gone now. I'm fucking with you, dude. I'm so fucking with you right now.
she retired to take care of Jake. It was her first grandchild.
What the F?
So I would drop him. And even when we were
This is also why I didn't have kids, because
we were separated, and even when we were broken up, she took him every day. And yeah, that was a great family. That was a great family.
Brian's mom took care of Brian's sister. Shannon's amazing. She works at Warner Brothers, but she ended up being a single mom with 2 young kids. And Brian's mom, who just passed, Pat Saint, took care of those kids.
Yeah.
She was amazing. So now that's why you want to be Auntie Grandma.
I do like to be an auntie grandma, but and then after that I went to not Score One Recording, Nadine's New West Audio.
Oh, New West. You work for Tim Schafer?
Yes.
I love him.
Tim's great. Tim's
He
great.
just retired. I know he just retired.
Yeah, he's got some stuff.
I talked to.
I love him.
Oh,
Was that his wedding?
I love him. So when I first was a young studio manager and I was working at Take One in Red Zone, which is where Glenwood Place is now, I had left. I was leaving Red Zone because I got hired to do this job for Disney, and I was going to work for Disney. But the guy that hired me at Disney then lost his gig. So I had left my gig, and my new gig hadn't started, and I didn't have a job. And Tim, God bless Tim, man. Tim hired me to do data entry. Remember, I failed typing. To do data entry, and it was called Foxfire. That was the software that you guys used.
Yes, Foxfire. It sucked.
I probably worked with you, dude.
Oh my God.
Dude, no shit.
So it was at the Castle building that you worked at?
Yes.
Okay.
The one in Burbank over by Empire? By Empire?
Yeah.
No.
Not Empire. It's by
I know the building. Infrasonics, or whatever the fuck it's called. Anyway, I worked for him doing data entry, and this would have been 1992?
Okay.
1993, maybe?
Okay.
Between 1 and 3.
I started in 3.
Okay, I might have crossed paths with you.
I started in 3.
And Wayne Freeman was repping Trident. That's how I met.
Did you know Michelle Shimizu there?
Probably. I mean,
She's one of us.
I was so freaked out that I didn't have a steady gig, and I also had just gone through a divorce.
Oh, yeah.
So I had gone through a divorce in 1990. I was already with Brian. I'd already met Brian, but, I couldn't afford to not have a job.
Yeah.
And what happened, God, I loved him. I love him.
He's a nice man.
A very nice man. But a lot of the people that I met then, the other one, God, I'm such a brain fan. I have brain fades all the time. Who's the guy? Oh, my God, I can't believe
Rob Grubb?
Well, Rob Grubb, who I love, who's with Bose.
He's great.
He's fucking amazing.
I met him.
Yeah, but I met Bob Grubb then. I met Wayne Freeman, who was Trident.
Did you meet Doug?
Probably. And then Phil, who worked at SSL, who just retired from SSL, was working for Trident with Wayne Freeman and Tim. And that was when I was still at Red Zone.
Oh, but that was at because on that site was New West Audio.
Trident USA.
Atari.
Yeah, Atari.
Not everything audio, but
was
that was a place down the street. But it was an audio rental place right out like in the garage part.
Yeah. And the first place that I worked at Take One in Red Zone was the old Kendon, and that's where Bob Hacken had Pro Audio. It was called Pasco. So Pro Audio Services, whatever, was there, and that when I started in like 85 or whatever. And then Everything Audio was around. But yeah, all this whole community of even the Nadines and all that. The Nadines, the New West Audio. I mean, Tim, man, he repped a bunch of very cool pro audio companies.
Yeah, he's
that's kind of what you do now. That's so crazy.
Yeah, he's a prince. He's a prince.
And a pro. And probably a mentor.
Oh, yeah, him and, I've got...
Rob Grubb is the bomb.
Well, Rob Grubb is funny as fuck.
He's the best. Hysterical.
He is so
I need to
funny.
get him on here. He's fucking hysterical.
You need to get him on
He's
here.
fucking hysterical. I love him.
Yeah, I mean, I met my best friend at that job, Michelle Shimizu, who just retired from Audio Technica.
I would have met her either through her Roxy or the people at Gary or the people at Audio Technica.
I mean, she was at Shore. She was at she was the CIA, as we call them, chicks in audio.
So most of the people that I interview are producers or engineers. I don't get to talk to many people on the manufacturing side. I don't get to talk to people who know that side of things. But being a studio person, the pro audio people are my peeps.
Yeah.
You're my help.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah.
You're my help call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah.
I must have known you. All I'm saying.
I mean, don't you think we would have known each other? But
there's a lot going on. I mean, there was still some drug use happening. I mean,
there was stuff going on. And then after that, I had a baby.
I was going to say, and you had a kid.
And then I had a kid.
Yeah.
No, I had a kid after Nadine's before that. And then I went to an install place.
Oh, that did like studio installs?
No, it did like pro audio installs for buildings and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
And can't I remember?
I
the
can't
name
remember
of it?
shit, dude.
Yeah, but
I
I
couldn't
always
remember Phil Wagner's name 5 seconds ago from SSL. So this is
I know,
it's-
and Phil's a
this
staple.
doesn't cause brain damage. Don't do drugs or drink. Give it to me. Anyway.
Especially during a podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, worked at that company for a while, and then I got out of the industry.
What?
Yeah, for 4 years.
What? Tragedy.
No. I went to new.
It's all good, dude.
No. We can't do this because I was there for 10 years. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Sound Marketing West.
Oh.
Sound Marketing West, and we wore the JBL and the AKG
Oh, so
reps.
that's where you start to really get into marketing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was a rep from before, and then I went to, an install place, and then I came back I worked for John Rita, and
I don't know if I know him.
I did that for 10 years.
Wow,
And then
that's a long time.
And then I got out of the industry.
I haven't eaten today, and this is my food.
This is
It's the best food ever.
This is gonna be
the best food ever. So go ahead.
This could get from our.
There are no problems.
So I went there and I thrived. Started running the place.
Of course you did. You're a badass bitch.
And then when I went,
Took over.
when I was really upset that they wouldn't promote me, and there were reasons, and those reasons I'm not going to share, but there were reasons.
Was it a boys' club reason?
It had nothing to do with my skills or what I could do.
Was it your gender?
I'm not going to say that.
You know, I talk about this sometimes on the podcast, and maybe I was just too stupid to notice. highly possible. But I never really experienced chauvinism. But again, studio managers have traditionally been women. So in this particular area, I was in a safe place, as it were. But definitely pro audio's man dominated. But we love the men.
It's stick on the table.
We love the men's though.
But and listen,
I love the men's.
I can say in my career that there has been far more wonderful
acceptance,
men that have taught me, men that have mentored me, men that helped me buy a car when my car broke down. Like these men, Perry Celia, John Meyer from
Sometimes.
Bose. Like they're all Dave Ron.
And I never had to I only have one woman boss in my life, and she was cool. But sometimes women bosses aren't cool to underling girls. We were cool. I'm a cool woman boss. I think I am. But am I harder on my female employees? Maybe. I mean, I don't know if I am consciously harder, but if I'm nurturing or if I'm mentoring, I might be like, okay, you got to buck up. You got to toughen up.
Yeah.
Do it, you know.
Well, yeah, because we had to do it, so we just want to show them how we did it, you know.
There is no not getting where you want to go.
Yeah.
You're an unstoppable force.
Me?
Are you an Aries too?
No, I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah. You and Dave Grohl. And Jesus.
Yeah, there were
that guy.
I never.
You know that guy, Jesus.
Patty Smith and I were born on the same day.
Oh, I love.
Not the same year, but on the same day.
Patty Smith or Patty Smythe?
Patty Smith.
Who I love.
Yeah.
Okay, 1976. You were like 4. 1976. Pivotal album, Horses.
Yeah.
Patty Smith.
Yeah.
Fucking badass.
Yeah.
Same year that ELO came out, and Evil Woman was on that record. Jeff Lynne, love and respect you. Dig ELO, Beatlesque, all that good shit, all the things you've done, Traveling Wilburys, all that makes you that you're never going to hear this podcast, but I hope you do. But yeah, Patti Smith, dude.
Yeah, man.
Easter, Horses, badass bitch.
What about her? Like, I'm all about her writing.
Yeah, well,
So-
again, you're a poetess.
Yeah. And so is she.
Are you just a poet? Are you like an actor? It's not gender specific. Are you a poetess? No, you're a poet.
No, I don't know that
And she's a poet.
She is a poet. Now,
Fucking,
she's
a
a proper
badass
poet.
Dude, yeah, you're a poet.
And
dude.
I
You did
read
2.5 hour open mic poet shit. That's fucking rad, dude.
Peter Chaikin. You know Peter Chaikin.
Love him.
He's the sweet baby angel of the industry.
Love you, Peter.
We love you,
Gotta
Peter.
get you on here, Peter. Peter Yamaha.
Oh,
Peter,
yeah.
everything good.
Yeah, Peter knows.
His wife's
Peter-
super cool.
Yeah, Jody's super cool.
Love her.
Dude,
So I'm so lucky, dude, because the producer engineer people are my people, and then the engineers are my people, and then the artists are sort of my people, but the pro audio people are really my people.
they are your people.
They're my
You know
people.
that when you go to NAMM, boy.
Yeah,
you can
you're
tell
my
your people.
You're my people.
Yeah,
So this job,
the job I'm in now.
I just forgot the name of the place you worked for 10 fucking years that you just told us about.
Oh, New West Audio.
Okay, New West Audio, but no, after that.
No, Sound Marketing West.
Thank you, Mother Mary. Sound Marketing West.
And then I
So,
left the industry for 4 years.
Why? And what did you do during that 4 years? You were a florist.
No, I worked at a retail.
Hydroponic pot farm.
No. I worked in real estate, but it was retail real estate. It wasn't house real estate.
Commercial.
Commercial real
Yeah.
estate. Thank you. And see, I was not meant to be there. I met a lot of really good friends that are still my friends now, but it was, and I was just there to
Dude,
run the office.
super cutthroat. Fuck, dude.
And dude, these guys would go out to lunch and get fucking smashed. They couldn't go home to their wives, and their wives didn't work.
Oh, and they come hit on you.
No, they didn't hit on me. They knew better. I'm
You're tough.
yeah. But they would come and then they'd bring more drinks back, and they just get slaughtered and
At work?
hammered. And I was like,
I don't
can't
drink
do
at
this.
work. I don't know what you're talking about.
no, but I couldn't do that. You know, I
Yeah.
could. It felt like 1955. It felt very.
Oh, it's Mad Men.
It felt very Mad Men.
Ah.
And
I
like
love
I
it.
had a guy throw something at me.
Dude, you were hotter than me, obviously, because
No.
somehow I can't. You are and must have been because I somehow or rather
Don't say that.
avoided this type of like. And someone was talking to me the other day, and they said, "No, there was chauvinism." My friend Dennis Moody, who I love. I go, "Was there though?" He goes, "Maybe not for you because you were a pretty tough cookie." He goes, "But it was happening around you." He goes, "You just didn't acknowledge it." I go, "I guess. I mean, I guess
it
it didn't hinder my job."
Right, and I think that we came the way that our personality
you see what's
is.
happening here? You
is
see how
we
he has more than me? Go ahead.
we came in knowing that we were confident and we could do this job, and ain't nobody's going to stand in our way.
Well, and I don't mean to sound. I don't want to denigrate anybody's ability or anybody's job, but it's not fucking rocket science. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
you got a
mean-
filler.
Oh, look, there's a hand that goes in front of the camera. It's a hand. Look, it's a hand. It's just a little arm. I'm going to try to pace. We're just going to turn this brand away here. Free advertising for Paul.
can't
Oh,
believe
another.
this.
Oh, the hand again. It's crazy. Dude, there's a magic hand that comes in.
Like Hobo Kelly.
Totally.
You're like Hobo Kelly, babe.
Cheers, girl. I'm going to try to tone it down because, we got to focus on this, all right? I just love, and I know we would have met. It's both, again, a big community and a small community.
Yeah.
I feel certain that we definitely were traveling in the same circles
Yeah.
for sure. How long? Now, you were at the real estate thing,
Uh-huh.
and you come back to Pro Audio. And did you come back
To JBL.
to JBL?
I called JBL. I called my people I called my friend Julie Nakawa, who is no longer with us.
Okay.
And I said, "Girl, I need to come back to my people."
Yeah.
She goes, "Are you are you serious? You want to come?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to come back to." And I go, and I know all your products. I repped them for 10 years, so I'm pretty plug and play. Is there anything open? She goes, "I'll call you right back." Went to Bob Klein. Some people had just left. They needed
Dude, it's
people.
the universe. It's the
Yeah.
universe smiling upon you.
And so I came in and I had one interview. Like now they're like 17 interviews you have to have. No, not 17, but there's a lot
Dude,
of interviews.
you got to do like 5.
Yeah. It's
What
a
the fuck is
proper
that all
it's a
about?
proper
if
interview.
if I talk to you twice and haven't hired you, you're not getting the job. Okay?
But usually it's with other people.
Yeah, whatever.
I went into one person, Bill Klein, and he hired me, and I was going to be a senior administrators for sales.
Okay.
I was like, okay. And then John Rita from Sound Marketing West found out that his Italian paisan was inside, and he had all these lines. And so he said, I want her to take my lines.
And Becki, I can only be read by
Yeah.
Becki.
Becki is taking sound marketing west, sound marketing east. And
Hot support. We love
I'm
this
like,
guy.
all right. So it was scary. It was a little baptism by fire. Was hired in October. In December, that was in 2011. No, it was when we had, like, there was a lot of fear about there was a lot of money issues.
Yeah.
For everybody. And so they sent most
That was
everybody
2008
home.
when everything kind of
That's
crashed.
it.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
was- that
And
was
then, and then they left me there to handle all the brands for a week.
So not just JBL.
JBL, AKG, Soundcraft, BSS,
Eventide?
Lexicon. No, we don't have Eventide.
AKG?
AKG.
Okay.
And DBX.
Oh, DBX, all right.
And you learn a lot when you're there alone.
Are you dealing directly with like the designers and the creators? and the
Sometimes you're dealing
manufacturers?
directly with designers.
Yeah.
You're not dealing directly with customers because it's a B2B situation.
Right.
But at that point,
Okay, I don't even know what B2B means.
business to business.
Okay, got it. Durr.
So,
Well, there you go. Maybe I did know.
but there was because nobody was taking calls, there were like leak-ins of, people. And this one guy goes, "What do you mean JBL's closed? How can you possibly close one of the biggest people?" And he went off on me and I'm like, "Sir, I really don't know what to tell you right now, but
There's a
with all
hiatus.
due respect, I am still the only one here and my phone is lighting up. Can I hang up with you right now?" Like
I gotta go, bro.
I don't know what to say. I agree, but we got to do what we got to do. And then I moved into marketing, and then
And JBL is owned by who now? Samsung?
Samsung.
And this is a good thing.
Yeah,
Support.
it really helped us during COVID.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I stay employed. Everything else.
Parts.
Oh, right.
parts.
Parts. Boom.
Yeah. So it really helped.
All of my TVs and most of my electronics are Samsung. I'm a supporter of the Samsung brand. It's true, though.
Is it?
Yeah, all my TVs are Samsung. Yeah, all my shit's Samsung.
Well, so are mine now. I mean, we get a little bump.
Oh, no, I need to talk to you about that.
know,
A little
kickback.
Samsung discount.
But yeah, and it really, really helped during COVID. And I don't think that I've ever worked harder than during COVID. But before that, we have a lot of reorgs.
Yeah.
And
Things change, and you've managed to stay relevant, stay employed through the changes, through the reorganizations. That's a
Yeah.
really nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Through the organizations, because, and I'm just going to guess, I'm going out on a limb here, not that you're valuable and you're good at what you do, and they appreciate what you do, and you're dedicated. You said earlier, we both said the basics. You answer your phone. You're always working. You care
Yeah.
about the company. You do a lot of repping and philanthropic work.
I
You
do a lot of philanthropic work.
lot of very cool stuff. What are some of the charities that you help with?
A Walk on Water.
I don't even know what is
That is one of my favorites. So we take special need young from like 5 to 17, 18.
Okay.
And teach them how to surf.
Oh, I'm an ex-surfer, so that's
And
amazing.
we take them out, and I know without being too hippie-ish, there's a beauty in the ocean and there's a calmness.
Dude.
And we get every
And you
kid
don't,
up.
and you can't take your cell phone out surfing.
Yeah, and you can we get everybody up on the up on a board, and then I have a music tent.
Should have known we had this in common.
I have a music tent. So kids on the spectrum sometimes don't like loud noises, but it's completely different when they're making the music. It's a magical experience. These kids get up
And good on you.
I'm
Good on
can't
everybody that helps
can't
people.
even say much more. It's just so great. I work a lot with Girls Make Beats, and they are my girls.
Is that a thing? What, girls make beats?
Yeah. So these are 5 to 17-year-old girls, and we are helping them to be producers, engineers, and DJs.
Well, if you bring them into my house, they might get knocked down a peg, because if you interview for a job with me and you tell me that you want to be a producer, I'm like, hold the phone.
Well,
okay.
I remember you schooling that guy a couple months ago when he was here, and he said, "Yeah, I'm a producer," and you're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa."
Yeah. Well,
Don't be saying that out loud.
yeah. Because it's not that I don't want you to get there. I have such reverence for the craft of engineering.
Yeah.
And I say this, and I'm going to say it right now because it fits. Music is life-changing. Music has influenced us. It is the soundtrack of our lives. It affects us, all these things. Nothing would be heard without recording engineers.
Yeah.
Or without the tracking engineer, without the mixer, without the people who capture music, no one would ever hear it.
No.
So this is super, 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 super important to respect and support these people. And I'm not saying don't become a producer. Here, become a producer.
But if you talk to a lot of influencers, which is a trigger word for me, but they were like, I'm like, what do you do? They're like, what do you do? And they're like, I'm a producer. I'm like, what
do you produce?
Yeah. What do you mean? Well, I have 2 speakers and I make up music. And I'm like,
dude, you're in hallowed halls right now. We're in Studio 5 at 6,000 Sunset.
I know.
This is a real fucking studio.
I know, but I can't handle when people do that. You know what I also can't handle? When people call themselves audiophiles.
Yeah, what does that even mean? You know, now
I want to kick them.
If you're an audiophile, I want you to pull out your Deutsche Grammophon collection.
Yeah.
And tell me about all that shit. I would say that my brother David's an audiophile, but I would say it in a positive way because he's.
But would he call himself an audiophile?
Yeah, maybe. But more on the vinyl side and more on the side of being a musicologist.
Sure.
So that more on that side.
Yeah.
Not like I'm an audiophile because this is this speaker and I understand the acoustics. You know, one thing I hope that anybody that listens to this or watches will take away: if you're talented, I'm your fan.
Yeah.
I got your back. You know, if you can back up your shit, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Okay, but don't come in big dick swinging,
No,
telling me
don't put your dick on the table.
that you're a producer. I mean, you know. If it's nice, I'll take a look. But if don't do that because I don't want to see that. Anyway, maybe, but I'll support you if you can back it up. But if you come in and you're a blowhard and you're telling me how great you are before I've heard your music, before I know what you can do, producing takes on many phases now. So I shouldn't say that I don't want someone to be a producer. I do.
I want as many producers as we can
get.
get.
Producer now is making beats in your bedroom, recording to a laptop. I'm not going to say that's bad. You
it's
can
not
be great.
bad.
You can be great.
But is it a producer?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, artist empowerment, good thing.
Yes.
Tools are tools, bitches. Okay? So it's all about the song. Going to always be all about the song. Can you make a great vocal in a bathroom? If you're good. Can you broadcast music from your house? If you know what you're fucking doing. You know what I mean? Use the tools, use the technology to enhance what you've already created and make it better.
Yeah.
Well
said.
Yeah.
Well
I'm
said.
just saying.
And I have no qualms. I have no, bad things to say about young producers calling themselves producers.
Yeah.
I just thought that when this young person was in these hallowed halls and Dave Way was standing right there, maybe don't call yourself a producer when one of the best producers is standing right there.
We all stand on the shoulders of giants. And this is an industry in particular. Every designer, every person who ever made a piece of outboard gear or a plug-in, everything, anybody who cared enough about making music sound better, we're your fan.
Yeah.
We're going to give you your props. If you think that acoustic space doesn't matter, if you think a real studio doesn't matter, if you think a real instrument doesn't matter, if you take away anything that enhances the creation or even take away from the creator.
Yeah.
AI. I'm looking forward to positive things from AI. And I think there's some great stuff that's happening and some great stuff that's going to happen. I'm not afraid of it. I think it's great. But it all has to go back to somebody somewhere had an idea for a song that would touch me, that would move me, that would give me a memory, and that would make a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well said, babe.
I think I might wrap it up. I think we might wrap right now.
We should wrap it.
We're going to wrap.
Especially since we have our sexy voice on.
She's at Harmon Pro. We're going to do a part 2. Yeah, because great things are ahead. Great things are ahead. Great things are ahead, including us probably eating something.
I feel like this is just we went out to brunch.
Well, I told you not to be nervous. It's kind of like that. This is Candace Stewart. This is Trade Secrets. This is my podcast. This is Becki Barabas, goddess, queen of audio extraordinaire, supporter and mentor, and patron of all things music. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.